Hi, I'm Keith Dresser, Executive Food Editor at Cooks Illustrated, and today I'm going to walk you through our recipe for brown rice bowls with vegetables and salmon. To start, take 1 English cucumber and quarter lengthwise, then seed and slice on the bias a 1/4 inch thick. Then stem 1 pound of shiitake mushrooms and have caps larger than 2 inches. Adjust your oven rack to the lowest position and heat the oven to 500 degrees. Heat 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil in a large saucepan over medium heat until shimmering. Add 3 scallion whites sliced thin, 1½ teaspoons of grated ginger, and cook stirring constantly until fragrant, about 30 seconds. Then transfer this mixture to a small bowl. You might wonder why we use such a large saucepan here. It's because we want to limit the number of pots and pans, and this one's going to do double duty. Now we'll use it to cook the rice. Bring 6 cups of water to a boil in the now empty saucepan. While the water is coming to a boil, add a ½ cup of distilled white vinegar, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 3/4 teaspoon of table salt, and the remaining ½ teaspoon of ginger to a medium bowl and whisk until the sugar has dissolved. Add the cucumber and stir until well coated. Set this aside, stirring occasionally. These cucumbers will turn into pickles and they will give the rice bowl some brightness and crunch. Add 1 3/4 cup of short grain brown rice and 1 teaspoon of salt to the boiling water. Reduce the heat and simmer until the rice is tender, about 30 minutes. Drain the rice well and return it to the saucepan, cover, and set aside. While the rice is cooking, toss 1 pound of peeled sliced carrots with 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil and a ½ teaspoon of salt. Spread the carrots in an even layer on half of a rim baking sheet. Toss the mushrooms with 2 tablespoons of water, the remaining 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, and the remaining ½ teaspoon of salt, and spread it in an even layer on the other half of the sheet. Place it in the oven and roast until the vegetables are just beginning to soften and brown, about 10 minutes. While the vegetables are cooking, cut a 1 pound skin-on salmon fillet in half. Have each piece crosswise to create 4 equal pieces. Make 2 shallow slashes about 1 inch apart along the skin side of each piece, being careful not to cut into the flesh. Brush the flesh side of each piece with a ½ teaspoon of hoisin. Reduce the oven temperature to 275 degrees and remove the sheet. Push the vegetables to either side to clear a space in the middle of the sheet. Carefully place the salmon skin side down in a clearing. We borrowed this idea from sheet pan dinners that are so popular right now. Return the sheet to the oven and roast until the vegetables are tender and browned, and the center of the fillets are still translucent when checked with the tip of a paring knife, and register 125 degrees, 10 to 12 minutes. Pour off a 1/4 cup of the cucumber liquid and add it to the reserved scallion mixture. Whisk in the remaining 2 teaspoons of hoisin to make the dressing. Stir 2 tablespoons of the dressing into the rice. Spoon the rice into 4 wide bowls. Lift each piece of salmon away from the skin and place it on top of the rice. Arrange the carrots, mushrooms, and cucumbers in piles that cover the rice. Drizzle the salmon and vegetables with the remaining dressing. Sprinkle with 1 tablespoon of toasted sesame seeds and 3 thinly sliced scallion greens. Serve, passing sriracha separately if desired. I hope you enjoyed working along with me in this recipe. If you do make it, please post a comment or a photo of your grain bowl. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much.